Just want this one to be a quick, short video. It's a question I get a lot from my students. How did you get a PhD? How did you become a professor when you were so young? I wanted to walk you through that, not to stroke my own ego, but because there are some practical things that I did in my undergrad years and as a grad student that I wouldn't mind telling you about. I don't think everyone should do this, but the average time of completion in the US for an undergraduate degree is 6.5 years, so there are definitely some things you can do to get it done more quickly than that. How did I get a BA or a Bachelor of Arts degree in 2.5 years? CLEP tests, CLEP tests that I counted. So pay cash for those and then count them as college credits. I got as much as somewhere between 8 and 12 credits per CLEP test that I completed. So you're talking about getting thousands of dollars worth of college credits for hundreds of dollars. It's really amazing. You have to, of course, check with the university that you're attending or that you plan on attending. You have to check and make sure you understand which CLEP tests do they accept. You know, are they going to accept them at all? What's the transfer rate? What's the conversion rate? So huge for me anyway. If you have time and you have the aptitude to do something like that, you can shave off years. You can shave off years of your time in college by taking CLEP tests, CLEP tests. I also transferred in AP credits. That's advice that's maybe better for if you're still in public high school or something like that. If you can get AP credits and then choose a university that's going to accept them at first, you know, bring them on board at a less expensive community college and then transfer them out once they've been converted to a state school or something like that. There's a lot of different strategies you can read about there. But CLEP tests, AP credits, and then I did a few summer classes and here and there. And I was always working too, so I don't want to give off that impression that I wasn't, that I was just packing my schedule full of classes. But okay, and then how did I do grad school as quickly as I did? I entered into a joint master's PhD program. It was a phenomenal program, one of the longest standing programs in the field that I went into. So I felt really, I felt lucky to be there. I joined in as a graduate teaching instructor, and everything seemed to click and went really well right off the bat. I started publishing peer-reviewed research. I had ideas. I was getting inspired by my professors, my classes, the work I was doing in my classes, in my grad seminars was turning into peer-reviewed research. And man, there was quite a bit of wine involved, and I think an entire winter all I did was hang out with my cat and write my dissertation, but got it done in 3 years, and then that helped launch me into private sector positions, and then where I am now teaching at a university as a tenure track professor, assistant professor, and then moving things upward and onward like I've always wanted to. So I'll probably make a much longer video about this and kind of how I survived grad school and my tips for you and whether or not you should go to grad school. That's something I talk with my students about all the time. I think that the conditions have to be really right for you to go to grad school. I don't think everyone should do it, but I do enjoy where it took me in my life, and I had a stipend. Maybe like $12,000 a year stipend, so I learned how to be frugal while I was in grad school, and learned a lot of other things as well, and it moved my life forward in a really interesting way. But okay, I'm going to chop this up really tight. This is just a couple things I did to get through my undergrad and graduate degrees really quickly. It's not advice for everybody, but it's something. You don't have to spend 6 years in your undergrad degree, and then you don't have to spend 10 years getting a PhD. Look at what you have to do, talk to your advisors, make sure you understand what's being asked of you, kill the serpents or whatever it is, right?